So it is estimated as of now that about 4.35 million people have attended Taylor Swift's ERAS tour.
Wow.
The FBI estimates that at any given moment, there are about 25 to 50 active serial killers in the United States. Do you think, through sheer statistics and numbers, it stands to reason that a serial killer has attended Taylor Swift's ERAS tour?
It's probably a certainty.
We don't need roads.
Not an honor to see you again, sir.
Thank you, brother.
There's a really great shot near the beginning of this movie that features a billboard for a movie called The Watchers, directed by Shyamalan. So it stands to reason that if Shyamalan is somewhere out there in this movie, that M. Night Shyamalan is somewhere out there in this movie. What do you think is the Butcher's favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie?
That's a great question. He probably likes Split a lot, right? When you think.
Oh, that answer makes so much sense. Do you think he's a fan?
Yeah, I think he probably got a kick out of it and was like, oh, you know, I guess that's not so odd.
I'm just picturing the Butcher just casually on a Tuesday afternoon going to see the latest M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah, probably Cooper, though, would go with other people, watch Split, and then say, you know, I just found that really disturbing. And, you know, that's not my cup of tea. It's a little dark for me.
Oh my God! I'm now envisioning this whole meta. We've got to see this. So it is estimated as of now that about 4.35 million people have attended Taylor Swift's ERAS tour.
Wow.
The FBI estimates that at any given moment there are about 25 to 50 active serial killers in the United States. Do you think, through sheer statistics and numbers, it stands to reason that a serial killer has attended Taylor Swift's ERAS tour?
It's probably a certainty. Yeah, it's probably a certainty that, that some dude's been dancing and sharing friendship bracelets at.
Isn't that kind of the craziest thing, though? And that's sort of one of the things this movie makes you realize.
Yeah. I mean, you know, basically this is, you know, it doesn't have supernatural in it necessarily, but it is a monster. And it is a real monster that exists in society, and that's what scares us so much, is that your neighbor, your brother, your husband, whoever, could be completely pretending everything that you know about them. Is so scary. I mean, actually the stat is like that 4% of the population of the United States, 4% of them have no empathy. That's the reality. Now, that doesn't mean they're killing anybody.
Sure.
They just are pretending to have empathy, like, oh, I'm so sad for you.
I think that's my dating pool.
There you go. You have a special skill just to get the 4%.
That's who I attract, apparently. Whew. Okay, so I've been asking you for years to be in one of your movies. Hasn't happened yet, but
it's coming, I
there
think.
was a moment last night where I have to ask you, and feel free to lie to me. What is the code name for what is the secret word in this movie that everyone has to know?
I see where you're going. It's there's a very special word named Hamilton. So it was. I could lie to you and say it was you, but it was really the musical that was in my head.
We're gonna do a take two. It was me, wasn't it?
Yes. Okay. Yes, it was you.
I knew it.
Really.
I knew it.
I didn't know how to express my connection to you, so that was the way.
That's it. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. August 6th, 1999, almost 25 years ago in a couple of days, the 25th anniversary of The Sixth Sense. I'd love for you to take me back to shooting that scene, the iconic I See Dead People. Because aside, take away like that line, that's an incredibly powerful scene. It is beautifully acted by Haley and Bruce. It is perfectly scripted. It is beautifully shot. What do you remember about that day?
You know, it was a very, very emotional day. Really, you know, it began something in my 20s there, where even to today in Trap that I try to convey, which is there's a heart of the movie in each thing, and we're aiming towards that scene in the movie. We're aiming towards it. Unconsciously, the audience will feel that as we get there. The car scene in Sixth Sense was one of those, where finally he unburdens himself and tells his mother what his real life is, you know, and it convinces her. And as it dawns on her all these weird things, it's really, really powerful. When we shot it, both of them were kind of upset that they didn't quite nail it for me. And that was partly, I think, my being so hyped when I was directing each of them that I didn't give them the validation in the moment. And so when I walked away, the AD came to me and said, "You need to go back." They're both like crying. They're
Now,
both
you're
upset.
talking about Haley and Tony?
Haley and Tony.
Wow.
Yeah, and they said, "You better go back." So I went back to the car, and they were both like crying, and they were like, "I don't think we got it." And I go, "We got it. I'm so sorry. I'm just so caught up in like hitting this note in my head that I've heard that I didn't come out." It's like, "We got it, guys. I swear I wouldn't leave here unless both of you just killed it." So it was
Isn't
an
that her
interesting.
Oscar clip?
It was.
That's fantastic. Pulling me out here. I want to ask really quickly.
Yeah.
I saw you posted a fan photo with someone holding a sign with the image of the alien from Signs.
Yeah.
It said, "Thank you for the childhood trauma."
Yeah.
And all of us of a certain age went, "Yep," because I remember that shot when he's watching the news report and it comes out. Why do you think that scene worked so well? Because all of us, as part of a certain generation, all collectively agree that was one of the traumatizing big screen scare moments of our lifetime.
You know, it's funny. It's funny as I think about that. You know, I was incorporating a lot of humor in that scene, which, you know, I've since embraced. Like, I went away from it and then I came back to it. And I think the humor in that scene with Joaquin, you know, the way he's watching it.
Vamos!
Vamonos! You know, he's trying to, he's talking, and he's the way he was like, you know, I think Wak really, you know, found the humor. He's, you know, he's actually very funny. And so to enjoy that, and the kids in there, and that it's, you know, it's absurdist. It's a birthday party. Again, like you see in Trap, like, again, a dark thing at a kind of buoyant event with kids, you know? And so I think that juxtaposition, everything's telling you to put your guard down. The comedy, the party, put your guard down, and then something scary happens. If it's inappropriate, the juxtaposition.
It's so good. Knight, thank you for always being so kind to me, man. You know I love you, and you know I'm such a massive supporter of your work and your films, and you never let me down. I always appreciate it.
Oh, thanks, bro. You know, honestly, just being an original filmmaker, to have, you know, supporters it's a big deal. You guys don't know how much that means to us who are out there, because, you know, the whole world. It seems sometimes that they want you to conform, but then, you know, individuals that support you and say, keep going.
Never do it.
Deal.
Never do it. Hey, love you, buddy.
Thanks, brother.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.